Hello again, everyone. Edwin Leonard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Uranus square or opposite the North Node in the natal chart. And some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They were a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have Uranus square or opposite the North Node in the natal chart, one way it may manifest is that there may be difficulty in finding the inspiration, which is Uranus, to develop the attributes associated with the North Node placement. Now, if the North Node is in, say it's in Sagittarius as an example, those attributes may include being philosophical, expansive, optimistic, enthusiastic, exuberant, positive, being travel-minded, as far as foreign travel goes, adventurous as some examples. And also, too, if you have one of these aspects in your natal chart, another way it may be expressed is that it may not be auspicious in terms of forward-moving energy, which is Uranus, toward your objectives, which is the North Node. Now, if the North Node is in Capricorn, as an example, those objectives may include ones connected with government work or political venues, business-related matters. It may simply be, attaining greater social status and stature in life. It could be a Capricorn-related field, which would include architecture, construction, masonry, again, government work, information technology, dentistry, timekeeping, even general mundane work as some examples. Also, too, these aspects can indicate that it could be hard to balance friendships, which is Uranus, and those that may be prominent in your future, which is the North Node. Now, one may conflict with the other. It could be at times where your friendships, activities, then may conflict, with ones that are play an integral role in your future, or it could be the other way around. The people that figure prominently in your future, you may be dominated by activities with them, and it may conflict with the ones that are associated with your friendships. Now, if the North Node is in Aries, as an example, those people prominent in your future, one or more may actually be an Aries Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be people that are aggressive, assertive, forceful, courageous, brave, ardent, combative. They may be easily provoked, may also be abrupt and very direct, impetuous, and impulsive as well. Also, too, another way these aspects may be expressed is that the friendships, which is Uranus, may not be overly beneficial to your future and destiny, which is the North Node. It doesn't mean they can never be of any help whatsoever, but there may be many times when they're away, or they may seem like they're apathetic regarding it. They may be busy doing other things, whatever it can be. There could be some instances where those activities with those friendships may, conflict with you, unfortunately, trying to pursue your future and your destiny, again, which is the North Node. Now, if the North Node is in Pisces, as an example, future and destiny may be tied in. It could be with meditation, spirituality. It may be associated with poetry, dancing, photography, chemistry, anesthesiology, boating, fishing, docking, or even the metaphysical, which includes astrology as some examples. Also, too, being altruistic, selfless, ingenious, independent, and progressive, which is Uranus, may often not be advantageous to where you are moving toward, where where you're directed to, which is the North Node. It doesn't mean it can't play a role in that ever, but it may be harder to be able to, use those abilities to your advantage in terms of, in terms of where you're moving toward, where you're directed to. And it could be, let's say, for example, if you have, the North Node in Scorpio, it may be moving toward where you're directed to. Maybe it could be a shared resources situation, something that involves some kind of support. It can be work doing something Scorpio related, whether it could be psychology, locksmithing, the occult, which includes astrology, doing something as a loan officer, or insurance, forensics, investigation, deep research, recycling, as some examples. And also, too, friends, groups, clubs, and organizations, which is Uranus, may not be overly helpful in what you're learning and aspiring to be, which is the North Node. Now, if the North Node is in Taurus, as an example, what you're learning and aspiring to be could simply be being more persistent, patient, persevering, loyal, steadfast, solid, trustworthy, being self-reliant, being able to generate your own income more, because keep in mind, if you have the North Node in Taurus, you're going to have the South Node in Scorpio. And the South Node in Scorpio, is more about, getting the support needed, from others in shared resources situations, as opposed to more, the North Node in Taurus is more about being directed toward, generating your own income and developing a good financial acumen. Now, also, too, those same people, again, the friends group, people prominent in groups, clubs, and organizations, which is Uranus, may not be overly helpful in issues that may need to be addressed and confronted, which is the North Node. Now, if you have the North Node, say, in Gemini, as an example, those issues at some point that may need to be addressed and confronted can involve theft you may have had to deal with, or maybe somebody plagiarizing your work, or something with gossip or slander that you've had to deal with. It could be some matter just simply connected with communications. If you have, say, the North Node in your first or sixth house, it could be something health-related associated with Gemini. Maybe something with, the arms, the hands, the nerves, breathing, the lungs, as some examples. Also, to the second half of your life, which is the North Node, may be a period in which there is trouble expressing the selflessness and altruism, which is Uranus. Now, if, let's say, you have Uranus in the fourth house, the selflessness and altruism that may be desired to be expressed may be tied in with home and family related matters. Uranus in the sixth house may express that more, selflessness and altruism more so in the daily routine, as some examples. Also, too, there may be difficulty finding that freedom, which is Uranus, to pursue the path you need to go in, which is the North Node. Now, if the North Node is in Leo, as an example, that path you may need to go in may be tied in. It could be some attention-seeking venture, something with performing, such as circus performing, acting, entertainment. It could be work that involves children or creativity, cardiology, or sports, the military, as some examples. Also, too, people in Uranus-related fields may not be overly beneficial in terms of your mission and purpose, which is the North Node. And people, when I say Uranus-related fields, that can include astrology, astronomy, computers, electronics, innovation, and aviation as some examples. And let's say If the North Node is in the zodiac sign Cancer, your mission and purpose may be tied in with home, family-related matters. It could be introverted activities, cooking, culinary work, doing work associated with plumbing, or working in the laundry business, as some examples. And also, too, disruptions and unexpected events, which is Uranus, may have more of an adverse effect on the direction you need to go in, which is the North Node, compared to most people. Now, let's say the North Node is in Virgo, as an example. That direction you may need to go in may be associated with some kind of diagnostic work or something that requires analysis, scrupulous attention to detail. It could be doing something with health and fitness, data entry, doing something with nutrition, as some examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying stay well.